everyone, welcome to Flock Talk episode number 27. Today we're going to be talking about, ooh, so chilly, wintry games. Should be a good time. So we're going to be talking about wintry games, but first we got some hot topics to cover.
Hot topics.
First off, I want to start with maybe a follow-up to last month's episode, Challenge Mode. Kathryn's been working on her challenge from Chris.
Oh, yeah.
She's been playing a little bit of Battleborn.
No!
Battleborn.
Bloodborne. I'm not playing Battleborn. I turned on Bloodborne.
Did you?
Yeah, and then it's really hard.
Oh.
I don't know about this challenge. You spawn in this little place, people talk to you a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know what to do. I think there was a wolf and it killed me right away.
Yes.
And so it takes you back to the hunters, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I never even beat that thing. So then I just immediately transported back.
Oh, yeah.
And then when you die again, because I didn't have anything on me and I was just trying to punch a werewolf to death and it wasn't working. But when you respawn there, not back in the hunter place.
That's right.
And so I tried over and over and over again to punch this stupid werewolf to death.
Not happening.
You need silver brass knucks.
You just need
silver knucks.
You need something, not your bare hands.
Yeah, a weapon.
Maybe
a weapon.
Hands
yeah, so an embarrassing number of times I think I died trying to punch that wolf to death. And then I figured it out. I went back, found the people, the whatever they are, they give you weapons. And then it made it easier to kill the wolf, but then I didn't understand the locking on system. And so the gun was completely useless to me.
Yes.
Because it just shoots all over the place.
Yes.
It was madness. And
Is it a shotgun or a blunderbuss?
Is
it kind of like a blunderbuss?
Yeah.
I think I have a blunderbuss. I think you can choose. I love a good blunderbuss. Two different starting weapons.
I honestly think they should have stopped making guns after blunderbusses. I feel like a lot of people would still be alive today if the best gun that people had was a blunderbuss.
Yes. So, Kathryn, you figured out that the gun is not for shooting things to avoid having to fight them?
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't even do that much damage to stuff.
That's right. It's not for that.
It's like one of those cartoonish, you shoot them and then they kind of go, whoa, like,
yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, you get a little stun on them.
Yeah, and it's like a second. It's like not very much time to react.
Okay, but how are you enjoying the aesthetic of Bloodborne?
It's a little creepy.
Yes.
And it's very dark. And then I started, I play it a lot when Myles isn't around because he's not interested in the game, really. And then it started to get too spooky and creepy for me, so I turned the brightness all the way up.
Sure.
Also, I didn't like things just, jumping out at me because, so once you get past the werewolf, then there's just, a couple little things, one guy here, two guys there, and it's not so bad. But then suddenly there's 50 dudes you have to kill. There's so many of them. And I was finding stairwells that I could go up. But every time I would go up a stairwell, then some guy would come jumping out of the corner. You're like, oh, here's a little nook I didn't see. And then there's just a dude waiting to run at you. And so I hated that because I'm so jump scary. So I turned up the brightness so those guys don't scare me as much. But also the sound that they make, because they don't just come at you. They're like, bah! And I get scared at everything. I jump at everything. So there's a lot of bah!
Have you beaten the cleric beast?
What is the cleric beast? Is that the guy banging on the door?
No, I think that's the guy with the short arm and the long arm. The first big boss you fight, right?
I haven't fought an actual boss yet. The other thing, too, is that, when I got stuck, I was, kind of watching walkthroughs, after, just when I got to the area with the 50 people. It's not 50, it's, maybe 20.
Right.
But it's a lot. And they also, patrol. And so a lot of times, I would get really far, but then I wouldn't realize that there were 4 other people that had walked away and came back. And so I watched this just a walkthrough that just shows videos and chunks of the path that this guy takes. And then once I followed it, I can get through that section no problem now without dying. The other thing I did was I kept repeating as far as I could get really quickly and then transporting back to the Hunter's Glen or whatever it's called. To buy new armor. So now I have all the starting armor.
Okay.
So I can get a little bit further and then I buy blood vials whenever I can so I can get health. So I found the path that I can do.
Yes.
to get through all the people.
Yes.
And then I was like, great, there's gonna be a lantern past this section.
Yes.
And there's no lantern.
No, there is
Lantern's
not.
It's like the save point, right?
Yeah, the lantern brings you back, and it's a save point. It means you don't have to do it all over again. So I was like, okay, well, I should watch the video to see what else.
Yeah, what the next step is.
It's so long. Like, you have to fight so many things. I don't even know where the next lantern is.
Okay, here's my suggestion. You ready for this? Here's my suggestion.
Quit.
No. Oh, God, no. It's so good. Because the thing will scare you. Were complaining before about a thing scaring you, but the thing will only scare you the first time, because the next time you'll know that it's like gonna run out at you, right?
It still startles Kathryn, even when she knows it's coming.
A little bit, like
okay.
I have a short memory, so but it's okay. It's okay. It's not so bad. Like, I'm not mad at the ones that I know is there and I forgot about. That's totally my fault. So
right. My suggestion is you have the walkthrough ready, and every time you get to a new place, you just explore the new place on your own. But after like a death or two, read the walkthrough, figure it out. Don't waste your time. There's no point in dying 10 times, banging your head against the wall.
You lose so many souls.
Yeah, but eventually you'll get so good at getting to that point. The exploring is fun, but don't bang your head against the wall too much.
So the first time I went through the next section past the 20 people, I explored a little bit, and then I went on a bridge, and there are these two, I think they might have been the similar type of werewolves, but they seemed tougher, and there were like two of them, and then they immediately killed me, and then I saw like you're only supposed to try to pull one at a time.
Yes.
So then when I died to that, I was like, okay, I don't know if I'm actually supposed to kill them because they seem pretty tough. And then I watched the video, and then there was this like whole other section where you had to like jump down, like, and you wouldn't, it's not intuitive, like you wouldn't be like, oh, I should break all these boxes and expose a little area that I can jump down to, and then it just opens a completely new area, which I think you could probably skip, right? Because I think to move forward, I have to kill those werewolves. But if I go the other route and jump down, there's tons of stuff there to get that I guess help you level up or whatever. But I don't know if it's essential. But I feel like if I don't do it, then I'm going to be underpowered and I'll have no shot at killing a boss. So do you think you do everything?
I don't remember this particular part, but I also don't remember like using a walkthrough for the beginning parts of Bloodborne. So
ooh, so special.
No, but I also don't think that it's like absolutely essential that you get every single thing in a Souls game anyway.
But now I'm really annoyed because that's where it's like you end up going inside of a house instead of onto the bridge. But all my souls are in that house now.
It'll all lead you basically back to where you need to be.
Yeah, I'm really worried about this first boss because I don't know how many times I've died, but it's the cleric beast. I'll definitely let you know if and when I get to him.
Yes.
I'm not hopeful, but it is true. Like, I was going to quit when I just died a bunch of, like, 5 times to those 20 people. And now I'm like, okay, I'll just, like, I can just run through the 20 people now.
Now you know the pattern.
That's, like, really basic stuff. Like, I probably shouldn't have died as many times as I did. But I feel like...
You build on what you know, right?
Yeah, there's, like, a very slow...
Now you have the fundamentals down. You'll be able to start seeing what they add on top.
My big thing is, like, how far I can get without using a vial.
Yes.
Like a health potion.
Very important. But it's also teaching you the game, too, right? Like, it's not...
Yeah.
You don't know the game at the very beginning. You don't know... Unless you've played, like, WoW raids... You don't know, like...
About pulling aggro.
Yeah, pulling aggro and threat radiuses. And
oh, the other thing that I learned, like, from watching the walkthrough was the running and walking. Like, I was like... oh, why is this guy going so slow? And even though you can hear your footsteps, I guess it doesn't.
That's right.
Running pulls them faster than walking does.
Yeah.
So I've learned that little technique to sneak up on people.
Yes.
But it's weird because you're still making noise. It's just, I guess, not as much. Because I have clicky boots on.
And you didn't get to the guy with the Gatling gun, right?
Oh dear, no. No, I did not.
That's so good. It's such a good part. You're like, I know everything about Bloodborne. And then a dude just shoots you in the face and you die.
Great. I have that to look forward to.
It's so much fun.
It sounds like the game gets easier. Chris, speaking about games that have gotten easier over the years, Magic the Gathering has been one that you've been playing for years and years.
Years.
So it's really easy for you because you've been killing it on the new digital version of the game.
So yeah, Magic the Gathering released Magic the Gathering Arena. And I have been playing that for most of January. I played Magic the Gathering online a bit like 6 years ago and played it for like a month and was not at all interested in playing anymore. I didn't like the interface. I didn't like Magic the Gathering Online's implementation of Magic, even though it is basically Magic. But, they're good tools for teaching you exactly how to play the game. But I just didn't have much of an interest in playing online anymore. And then I played Duels of the Planeswalkers, I think, when they became cheap enough that they were like $5 each to buy. Played that for a bit. Also, not at all interested. But Magic the Gathering Arena has, it's good. It's good. It's pretty much Magic the Gathering online with a nicer interface.
Is it similar to Hearthstone or some of the other digital card games that have come out since Magic?
Like, it's still exactly the game Magic the Gathering on. Like, it has not been dumbed down at all. It's exactly like Magic. It is like Hearthstone in that you're getting digital cards, in that there's a system for crafting cards, there is no system for trading cards like Hearthstone, and there is the draft system is kind of like the draft system in Hearthstone, where Hearthstone will give you 3 cards, you pick one, and then it'll give you another 3 cards, you pick one, and you do it like 40 times until you have your deck.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that's the draft system for Magic Arena?
Magic Arena is a 15 card pack, and then you pick one, and then it gives you a 14 card pack. But you're not drafting with other people.
Oh.
You're drafting with a computerized 7-player pod.
So are you going to ask if it wheels?
Yeah, do the packs wheel?
Yeah.
And then also, is the computer taking cards that are good from the packs?
The computer, I think, at the beginning, not like 6 months ago, I think the computer was quite bad at taking cards. I think they've improved the AI. The computer will take rares. The computer will take good uncommons. They've worked out what is generally like, I think because they have stats on what people take. So now the AI will take that. So you won't get like a 7th turn planeswalker.
I don't know how many people listen to play Magic, but
yeah,
like,
they're just asking about the AI
quality of the card.
Yeah, the quality of the AI and what they're able to understand.
It's a virtual draft, and at the end you will be able to be in your colors, probably whatever you've picked. You probably can build a decent deck out of it.
That's the tough AI part, I think, because like asking if it wheels just means like if you're drafting with 8 people and there's 15 cards in a pack, eventually the pack you start with comes back to you. And so sometimes you make picks hoping that a card's going to come back to you, right, when you make your 9th pick. But I don't know if that AI is built in, or even like color signals, because there's like you choose your color in Magic, like which ones you're going to play, and you hope that other people aren't taking it, and you can try to force them. Like if you take out all the blue cards from a pack or whatever, you can force a player to choose a different color. That seems like pretty advanced AI to program in. I wonder.
They're not necessarily as good as human opponents because of how good the decks people are able to consistently make.
Right.
Because I run up against a wall in Limited. Okay, so what we should probably focus on here is it a good game to get into? Is it generous? Do you have to drop a lot of money? And so far I would say that I've not dropped like a ton of money, and it's been pretty good. I've been able to get a decent number of drafts and sealeds and get cards, and from spending about maybe $20-$30 at the beginning, I was able to get a red deck that could go pretty hard and constructed. Just looking up online, like what's good in terms of building a deck. I built a net deck, and then I just started playing against people in a ranked versus mode. The program, the Magic the Gathering Arena, is pretty generous. I would say that Hearthstone's a bit more generous than Magic the Gathering, and I don't like the crafting system as much as I like the one in Hearthstone. Because in Hearthstone, you can take what you can play with in terms of like a built deck, that rotates out every year for Hearthstone in the same way as it does in Magic. But what you can do is you can take your old cards in Hearthstone and you can turn them into dust, which you can then turn back into cards. So like each card will give you less dust than it took to create it, but at least you can take your old cards that you're never going to play with anymore, dust all of those.
It's like selling your cards back to the store. Is it random which card or can you pick a card to craft?
Yeah, you can pick a card to craft.
Oh, that's cool.
You can pick a card to craft in Magic the Gathering Arena, but you so far can't turn old cards into the crafting dust stuff.
So you have to just buy dust?
No, you get the equivalent of dust from opening packs. So for every pack you open,
so you open packs and there's just dust inside?
If you already have the cards, there'll be dust, but you'll also get more dust, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's like those dusty pieces of gum you used to get in baseball cards.
Yeah, and then you could turn those dusty pieces of gum into a Nolan Ryan.
Oh.
Okay.
Instead of just cutting your gums up. Well, Chris, I'm glad that you got a deck that lets you go hard to justify your go hard chest tattoo.
It's a bit too big, the Go Hard chest tattoo. It takes up the whole chest.
I don't know what you were thinking, really. But as long as you got that deck that goes along with it, you could justify it.
You've been going to the gym too much, Chris.
It's a life philosophy, really.
He goes hard.
It's go hard. Go hard in Magic. Go hard in getting jacked. Go hard in watching RuPaul's Drag Race over and over again.
All right. So, I have decided that 2019, no bad games.
Whoa.
Bad games, get out of here.
No bad
I ain't got
games.
time for you bad games.
This is huge, folks. What is the first no bad game?
Well, I'm getting rid of games. Purging.
It's the
I
year
put
of
it
the
in.
purge.
I put the game in, and if I don't like it, you out of here. Pick up your teeth and get out of here.
You got purged.
So the games I'm getting rid of so far in the 2019 purge are Darius Burst CS, Joe's Diner, 88 Heroes, Aqua Kitty DX,
Aww.
Origami, The Order 1886, Pine View Drive, Valhalla Hills, Extinction, one that Kathryn watched me play, Mitsuguri Kamu Hakai,
Oh, that was so dumb.
Astro Boy the video game, Funky Barn, DuckTales Remastered,
Really?
Octomania, Castle of Shikigami 3, which we played on the stream,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Too Dark, and Casper on the PlayStation.
Why these games?
Why these games? Well, I tried them all, and none of them were good. So Darius Burst was fine, but I have way better shooters that if I was going to ram my head against the wall constantly on a shooter, it wouldn't be Darius
Which
Burst.
is probably the same for Astro Boy.
Right.
Yeah, Astro Boy, it turns out
Aqua
not a
Kitty.
shooter that I thought. And
Oh.
Aqua Kitty as well. Yeah.
Oh no, Aqua Kitty. Or not Astro Boy, the Castle Shikigami.
Yeah, Shikigami 3. Same thing with all those shooters. 88 Heroes was a cute game, but it's a style of game which I do not appreciate, which is like the Celeste type of game. The Super Meat Boy bouncing around and dying a million times.
You have a definite hard stop in how much time you'll dedicate to a game like that.
88 Heroes is interesting though because it's 88 lives and each life is a different character. And if you beat a level with a character, they go back to the back of the list of the 88 lives and then you play a new character. But then eventually when you start running out of characters, you're running your best characters again and again and again. And if they die, they're eliminated from the game, right?
Oh.
And it's 88 stages. So you have to, on average, get one life per stage.
Oof.
But if you do certain things in the level, you'll also get extra lives, and they'll give you 3 characters that died, and you pick between those 3 characters.
Math-wise, it sounds like you only need 44 characters, because then they would go to the back of the line. Is that right?
Yeah, if they beat it, you don't lose that character. Only if the character dies on the level.
My math could be wrong. I might be thinking of this the wrong way, but that's fine. It looked fine. It's just that I don't like the characters all do something different. And like I was watching you play a level and it was like, oh, you got one that flew. And so then you could just fly through the level and it was a much easier path than the ones that didn't
And then some characters
fly.
that you get don't even have attacks.
Oh, you just have to jump.
They're like duds, like super duds. But it's super fun when you get to beat it with one of those duds when you beat a level. But honestly, I played through it once just to see all of the 88 characters, and then I wasn't interested any longer.
You beat the Order, right? I know that's why you're getting rid of that one.
I beat the Order. I really like the Order.
You're never
I'm
gonna
never going to play it again. And the thing is, the reason why it's still in the collection is every time I try to get rid of it, I can only get like $1 or $2 for it. But I think that the Order 1886 is a really good game, and I think people should play it. It's short.
Also, they should pay more than $1 for it.
Yeah, that's what you really think.
Yeah.
It's not just that you want them...
Well, no, if I knew somebody who would take a chance
Oh.
and play the game, I would just give them the Order 1886 because I think it's a good game. But
It is short, though.
you see, I value it more as an experience than $1 or
And
$2.
DuckTales, that one surprised me. Is it because we have it?
Yeah, so I have a boxed NES copy because DuckTales is like one of my favorite Nintendo games of all time. And I played the remastered one, and the controls were so awful.
Really?
It felt weird to play it on a Wii pad as opposed to...
Oh, it's on the Wii.
The Wii U, yeah.
The Wii U. Do we have it on PlayStation?
I tried it with no.
Oh.
We have the original on PlayStation because we have the Disney Afternoon
Yeah, that's
special.
what I thought. Oh,
yeah,
but
it has
this
DuckTales.
is not DuckTales 2.
No, DuckTales Remastered.
Remastered. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
We just have regular DuckTales 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I wasn't a fan of it. Didn't like it. And you know what? There's too many good games out there to play. We've been playing that Forza Horizon 4, driving around.
Ooh.
The thing about Forza Horizon 4, it doesn't have ending. You can't beat the game.
There's no ending. It's a game. It's a live service.
Yeah, so I dropped way too much time into the game without an ending, and then we've been playing Starlink.
Yeah, but I think it's okay to put, like, we have to stop thinking about having to beat games as well. I know it's nice and it's fun, and it's nice to have that hashtag just beat it so that maybe Polykill will talk about us. But also, like, I just want to play games and have fun. Bloodborne, you know what? I'm actually enjoying it. I just know that, like, I don't think I'll be able to beat the game, but it makes me feel good when I get a little bit further, right? So that's a good feeling. I want to play a game like that, but sometimes I might only play Bloodborne for like 30 minutes because I've died too many times. I was like, okay, this is not fun right now, so I'll stop playing. I think 2019 is that, like, having fun. Like, we want to enjoy playing video games.
Getting rid of the garbage, playing the stuff that you want, don't care about finishing games.
Yeah, so if you're enjoying Forza Horizon, just because it doesn't have an ending doesn't mean you shouldn't play it, right?
See, yes, it's true. It doesn't mean I shouldn't play it, but at the same time, games without endings, you could sink the rest of your life into. You know, like, that's what happened with Overwatch. Because Overwatch didn't have credits, I would just play it again and again and again and again.
But eventually Overwatch stopped being fun for you, and now you don't play it anymore, right? So play it until it's no longer fun. And if that means 3 years of you playing Forza Horizon 4...
This is going to be a good podcast if that's the case.
It's the Forza Horizon 4 podcast where we go in
From a guy who doesn't have a driver's license in real life.
And you could tell by the way I play Forza Horizon 4.
We're going in depth on driving mechanics. Myles, do you think that it's important to get the nitrous oxide 7 upgrade for your Toyota Camry?
Camera.
For your Toyota Camry.
We all like cars here, guys.
I was driving a Rolls Royce at 200 miles an hour through a forest. So
that's what everyone who thinks they're buying a Rolls Royce thinks they're going to do, and then they end up stopped at the same red light that I am.
There wasn't even a road where I was driving. I was just driving is using the term lightly. I was hovering above the ground, flying through trees.
Myles, where we're going, there are no roads.
I love that movie, Monster Squad. Great. Okay, so we're gonna move on over to our main topic.
Oh no, sorry. I was gonna talk about Forza Horizon, but I realized that's not what we're talking about right now. Never mind.
Moving on over to wintry games.
I don't know what we're going to put in this little break now. Chris, you can make up fake ads if you want, or real ads, I don't know.
Are you looking for a podcast? Listen to Vlog Talk.
Vlog Talk!
Are you looking for a podcast? Listen to Vlog Talk RPG. That's a good podcast.
And we're back from that special message. So I have some wintry game trivia for Chris and Kathryn. Now, I'm going to let you, the first decision that you both have to make is that, do you want this to be a versus competition, or do you want to work together like a trivia team and solve these?
I think we'll work together, Kathryn.
Together.
So it's 10 questions.
Yeah.
And you two are total gamers if you get 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
70% you're total gamers, 10 out of 10. You both are better gamers than this chump over here, Myles.
What if we get less than 7?
If you get less than 7, you're off the podcast. Okay. So first question.
The stakes are high.
First place is a new car. Second place is a set of steak knives. Third place, you're fired. In order to answer snow trivia, you gotta have brass balls.
All right. Let's
All
go.
right.
I'm ready.
Question number 1.
Numero uno.
I hope I get one of those for every question. Which of these video game characters uses a cane as a pogo stick to attack, but will get buried if they try that nonsense in a snowbank?
I know.
Is it A, Wario?
I can just tell you. Can I just tell you?
B, Nathan Drake.
Oh.
C, what do you think C is?
Scrooge McDuck.
Scrooge McDuck. Or D, Pitfall Harry.
Scrooge McDuck. Scrooge McDuck.
You both going with Scrooge McDuck on this one?
C.
Yeah, he shakes his head and everything.
You got that right. You're 1 for 1. Both of you are on the board.
DuckTales was a recent CC game.
Yeah. You started off with a snowball.
Dun, 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 dun,
Just an
dun,
easy one.
Ta-da!
Okay. That was just to make us feel good, Chris.
Yeah.
So you didn't score 0 out of 10.
We did
Question number 2 is a lot harder, but it gets a little easier after it.
Numero duo.
In which of these games do you have to time jumps onto the water sprouting from a whale's blowhole in the middle of a snow level? Is it A, Super Mario Bros. 2, B, Splatterhouse,
Ooh.
C, Tomb Raider 2, or D, Leisure Suit Larry?
It's Super Mario
2.
Brothers 2.
You think so?
Yeah, because there's
Splatterhouse, Tomb Raider 2, Leisure Suit Larry, or Super Mario Bros. 2?
It's Super Mario Brothers 2 because there's sometimes that whale in between the platforms in the slippery level.
Sure.
Is that what you would have gone with too, Chris?
Yeah,
I should have gone versus Chris.
Sure.
He looks very confused.
The correct answer is, of course, Super Mario Bros. 2.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah.
Mwah. Number 3. This one's topical. This is a recent thing that happened.
Okay.
Making headlines more like memes recently, a streamer got visibly upset during a cutscene that introduces the winter season in which game? Is it A, Forza Horizon 4, B, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, C, The Sims, or D, Last of Us?
All right. I feel like
Tell me, Kathryn, what do you feel like?
it's probably Forza Horizon 4 or Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Because if it's topical, those are the two newest games on that list.
Sure.
And also, I could see someone getting angry in both those cases, right? Like
Neither of you are familiar with the meme?
No.
No. But in Shadow the Tomb Raider... Oh, wait. What were the other two options then?
The options are Forza Horizon 4, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, The Sims, or Last of Us.
The Sims... So it's not the... It can't be The Last of Us. That's too old. The Sims...
Could it be The Sims?
There's a recent
Talk out your ideas.
So,
Talk out your ideas.
Here's the reason why I think it could be Forza Horizon 4 is just because driving in the winter sucks. But it was called Seasons,
Okay.
right? Or like that was the big thing about it, was that there were
Seasons of Love. And that connects to Rent, which is on tonight, live.
Oh boy.
Musical Rent.
Not when this episode
It was like
comes
2
out.
weeks ago.
No, it's... That's true. That's true.
It's like a week ago.
Oh.
Did anyone watch the live musical Rent?
Wasn't it crazy when they had that huge debacle live and they tripped over everything? The whole
There's
scenery
that
came down.
Wardrobe malfunction and the nip slip.
And the nip slip and the dongle came out of the pants.
Whoa, hey.
Hey.
Put that dongle back, buddy. Put that dongle back.
Here's my question about Rent. Why
Do we have to pay it? I know.
Why are they so indignant about paying rent? There's a whole song about how they're not going to pay rent.
Because they're poor artists.
All right, so do we think it's The Sims? I think it's The Sims.
Okay, now I'm thinking it's either The Sims or the reason why I think it'd be Shadow the Tomb Raider is because no, maybe not Shadow the Tomb Raider. It's just that when Myles started playing Shadow the Tomb Raider, I'm like, it's just starting exactly the same way, wasn't it? Like, wasn't it starting the same way as the first game or the other game? I don't know.
Did it start with
Let's
a lot
go
of
with The Sims.
grays and browns? Yeah, let's go with The Sims. Sims. Final answer.
I'm surprised neither of you were familiar with the scene of the streamer watching a bunny rabbit get an arrow through its neck and freaking out.
Oh.
In Last of Us.
Last of
No!
Us.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, Google it.
Oh, of course.
Is this recent?
Yeah, it happened like 2 weeks ago.
This person has never... Oh.
and they got so upset when they saw the bunny get killed.
Oh,
and
no.
now people have been putting that streamer in the foreground of other videos, getting really upset about other things that are happening on the screen.
Oh, man. Okay, you know what, though? I was going to bring this up because the winter scene in The Last of Us is one of my favorite winter-themed sections of a game. Just because you're kind of going through the season before, but it's like so subtle. And then like winter comes at a very major point in the game where they're first, spoiler alert, where they're separated for the first time, really. And you take over control of Ellie for the first time. And you can feel her being cold, like she's shivering, she's got her bow and arrow, and she's hunting to survive. I mean, what is she going to eat if not a little bunny, right?
And you hear that snow crunching under her boots as she's hunting.
Everything about it, just like you felt cold in that moment, the moment you took over Ellie, right? And it somehow, like, it just tied in with the whole situation really well. Like, it added to the difficulties that she was going through and stuff like that. So I felt psychologically and physically, it was all very well done.
And then that season in that game ends in a blizzard too, where Joel is actually looking for Ellie.
Yeah,
in a blizzard, and it really, that makes you feel.
Yeah, because there's also like gusts of
scared
winds and stuff too that
uncertain.
makes it hard for the character walking against the wind is really difficult. Also, I remember there were parts, I think especially with Ellie, where she's really fighting against the wind, and then she gets inside of a building, and it's like immediate. You can just feel the relief, like the sound of the wind goes away and everything. So it just feels like, you know, she's made it inside, and it's just like really, really effective, and also like one of my favorite games. So,
and it is a stealth game, like it's a survival stealth horror game, and the blizzard provides cover, which is something that you don't see up until that point, right? So stealth games that can come up with different ideas for why you have to be stealthy or what you can hide in are interesting. It's not the same thing all the time, right?
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, no. So you're 2 for 3. Going on to question number 4. Which of the following characters can flip upside down and slide forever on icy terrain?
Okay.
Flip upside down onto its head?
Well, some of these characters have heads.
Okay.
Number 1, a Goomba. Just a Goomba. B, Bonk. C, the Ice Climbers. Or D, Knuckles.
I think it's Bonk, but I'm not sure. I know Bonk does flip onto his head.
Okay.
I'm trying to picture what the winter scene looks like with Bonk.
What do the ice climbers do? They just climb ice, don't they? Don't they just go digga 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 climb ice?
Is that what they do?
Yeah, they go digga 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 climb ice.
I've never played ice climbers, but I know they have big hammers. I don't think they jump on their head and slide.
No, I don't think they do either. Having played ice climbers in the past.
Which one is Knuckles?
Knuckles is the one with the big
guy?
knuckles. Yeah, you know he's got the big white knuckles.
He's big and red.
Yeah,
though,
he's
the dopey,
big
dumb
red,
guy.
and he's real cool, like a 90s cool. Like with
I'm going
sunglasses.
with Bonk. I think it's Bonk.
It's Bonk? You want to go with Bonk? Bonk?
Does he slide forever?
Is it
Slides
Bonk?
forever? But sliding forever doesn't
Bonk?
seem like something Bonk does.
Bonk? Is it Bonk?
I think it's Bonk.
Could it be Bonk?
Final answer, Bonk.
Final answer, Bonk.
That is correct.
Yay, we got
3
it.
for 4. So I feel like it's been Kathryn taking the lead on the last 4.
Shush.
I think we got to see Chris take a lead on a
all
couple.
right,
of
all
these.
right. Let me take the lead here.
No.
3 more before you're gamers.
Okay.
Finally.
Or no,
4
4 more before you're gamers.
3 more before we can go through the gate of gaming.
Which of these Winter Olympic Games was on the N64?
I'm done. Yeah, I'm ready. Tell me.
Salt Lake City Olympics 02.
Yeah.
Mario and Sonic at the 2010 Winter Olympic Games.
Yeah.
Nagano Winter Olympics 98.
Yeah.
Or Lilyhammer 94.
It was Nagano. Wasn't it Nagano?
I just know that it wasn't the Lilyhammer one.
Yeah, it was Nagano. It's got to be Nagano. What's the first one?
First
94.
one was Salt Lake City Olympics 02.
No, 02. No, it's got to be Nagano.
Okay, I'm going with Chris. Nagano.
Nagano is the correct
Yes!
answer.
Yes. And why? Okay, here's why. Because in 02, I think we were into the PlayStation 2. And 1998 is about the time when I got mine, just before I got my Nintendo 64.
I like your logical thinking. That's how we're going to get through this.
Logical timelines.
So you're 4 for 5 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one's going to require both of you to really think about.
Ew.
And maybe just take a chance on, because this is a tough one.
If you change your mind,
take a chance,
I'm the
take a
first
chance, take a
in
chance, take a
line.
chance.
In Donkey Kong Country's level, Slip, Slide, Ride, which of the following is true about the icy rope?
Yeah, sure. Tell me. Which one's true?
A. The red ropes cause Donkey Kong to slide down, and the purple ropes cause him to slide up.
Oh, no.
B. The purple ropes make DK slide down, and the blue ropes make him slide up. C. The blue ropes make DK slide down, and the purple ropes make him slide up. Or D. The red ropes make DK slide down, and the blue ropes make him slide up.
Okay, let's...
There are different color ropes?
Listen, it's gotta be C, and here's my logic for why it's gotta be C. It's gotta be C because looking at things from a person who is trying to figure things out, blue ropes would indicate ice, and ice would be slippery, so ice would make you fall down. This is why I think it's C.
And the purple ropes make you slide up?
The purple ropes would not be immediately intuitive, but the blue rope would be immediately intuitive for how the blue rope works. That's why I think it's gotta be C.
Are there any other options with blue sliding down?
I mean, if you've actually played this game, Kathryn, you may know, but...
I have actually played this game, and we recorded it. It was back when we used to make videos, and we used to do crawl-throughs, which were just like...
This is like 3 years
Yeah,
ago
it was
now.
a long time ago. So,
So it's red ropes down, purple ropes up, purple ropes down, blue ropes up, blue ropes down, purple ropes up, or red ropes down and blue ropes up.
okay, I'm going to go with Chris and say C.
That answer is incorrect.
No!
Unfortunately,
So if it's not that, I think the red ropes are down.
there are no red ropes.
Damn it! Why would you do that?
So it is purple ropes make DK slide down and blue ropes make him slide up.
Oh. Sorry, Chris. I should have known that.
That's okay.
Also, I like your logic better. It's a flaw in the game.
It's a flaw in the game.
We only have one more strike.
And this next one is going to be another random one. Where
Uh-oh.
you're going to have to roll the dice and hope you're right, I think.
Let's do it.
Okay.
The classic NES title, Ice Climber, was released in which year?
Oh, boy.
1985, 1987, 1989, or 1991?
On the Nintendo?
On the NES.
I think it's 85, Kathryn.
I don't know any of this history, so I'm going to go with you and say 85.
You're just going to quick say
Wait,
85?
wait. What are the other years?
85, 87, 89, and 91.
No.
When did the Nintendo come out?
Okay, let's say that when I got my Nintendo, I was 4 or 5 years old, and at that time there were a bunch of games. Probably 87 is what I would say. I think 87 might be the answer, Kathryn.
I'm going with you on this because I have no historical knowledge of any gaming stuff.
So you're going with 87?
Yeah, let's go with 87.
Yes.
The correct answer was 85, so if you stuck with that,
No, really?
you would have...
Why did you make it sound like...
I just wanted to spice things up a little
He's
bit.
such
He's
a
tricking
jerk.
you. Yeah,
We had it.
That's bad.
Okay.
No, forget it. We got it
No,
wrong.
we got it wrong. Of course we got it wrong.
But, like, good quizmasters don't try to steer your answers.
Yeah, maybe some do. This one does. So,
Boo.
the 1990 platform arcade game Snow Bros has gameplay that is similar to which of the following games? Castlevania, Hogan's Alley, Ice Climber, or Bubble Bobble?
Snow Bros is what it's called?
Yeah.
I think it's Bubble Bobble, Kathryn.
I think it's Bubble Bobble.
Yeah.
Bubble Bobble.
Why do you both think that?
Wait, who's in Smash? Are those ice climbers?
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
ice climbers.
Those are not the Snow Bros. Do the Snow Bros, what do they look like? Do they also wear giant parkas?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you like what the Snow Bros look like. I'm not Googling any of this either.
My
so.
inkling was Bubble Bobble. What was the second last option?
Castlevania, Hogan's Alley, Ice Climber, or Bubble Bobble?
I think it's Bubble Bobble.
Let's go with Bubble Bobble.
Bubble Bobble is the correct answer!
Why did you do that? Okay. Yay.
Yay.
Gotta trust ourselves, Chris.
Okay, 2 more questions.
We're at 5.
And you got 2 wrong,
We have to
right?
get these right to be gamers, apparently.
Yeah.
You only got 2 wrong, right? No, 3 wrong.
3. We've gotten
Yeah,
3
3
wrong.
In Street Fighter 2, which of these stages has snow?
Oh boy, I don't know.
Russia, Japan, China, or there are no levels featuring snow in Street Fighter 2?
Russia, Japan, China. In Street Fighter 2?
Yeah.
I think it's China, Kathryn.
I have no clue.
No, it's not China.
If I were to just make a educated guess, I would say Russia makes the most sense.
I don't think it does. Like, I don't think it does.
You don't think it makes the most sense, or you don't think it does?
What is the stage in Russia? Like, do you know what the stage looks like?
Like, isn't it just like in Zangief's industrial building? Yeah, like, aren't they in like a factory? I think they're in a factory, Kathryn.
I have
Do
no
you know
clue.
what the Japan and the China ones look
So the China one is in the streets with Chun-Li, I think. And then in Japan, it's...
is it a sumo ring?
Well, I think there are two in Japan, right? Because Ryu's from Japan as well. So it's like, there's the sumo bathhouse, and there's the bridge. Like, I think Ryu's is on, like, a bridge. But I couldn't tell you. I think the answer is there are no snow levels.
No snow levels sounds like something Myles would put in there to make us think of a plausible answer. But I'm going to go with you and say no snow levels.
So there's a lot on the line here. Either you two are gamers and I'm a huge gatekeeper, or you're out and you're both off the podcast.
All right. Find a replacement. Finish this up.
Good news. You were right. There are no snow levels in Street Fighter 2.
Good job, Chris.
Hey.
Does it all come down to this last question?
It is.
Okay.
It's all or nothing. Question number 10. Which of these games opens with the main character scaling a cliff covered in ice? Is it Rise of the Tomb Raider? Is it Uncharted 2? Is it Leisure Suit Larry Magna Cum Laude? Or is it Uncharted 3?
Oh, that's tricky. Uncharted 2 or Uncharted 3. You know what, though?
It's Uncharted 2.
It's Tomb Raider.
No, it's Uncharted 2. Yeah, there's the one where he's climbing and he has to go through the broken train, right? And like there's flashbacks as he's climbing. Yeah, this is
Is that Winter?
Yeah.
Because I thought for sure, I've never played, but I thought for sure Rise of the Tomb Raider starts with the winter, with the ice picks and all that. Or is that partway through?
I'm gonna tell you. I think I got the answer here. But is it 2 or 3?
You're more confident than I am.
But is it 2 or 3 is the real question, because I don't remember exactly the difference between 2 and 3.
Oh, it's been so long, too. 4 is the one with his brother?
No idea. I play those games halfway through.
I've never played one, but I've seen them all played.
So let me read it one more time. Which of these games opens with the main character scaling a cliff covered in ice?
That's Tomb Raider.
Is it Rise of the Tomb Raider, Uncharted 2, Leisure Suit Larry,
Scaling a cliff.
Magna Cum Laude,
Laude,
or Uncharted 3? Let me say again, Leisure Suit Larry, this is the one for the Xbox.
Okay.
Okay.
Kathryn, you want to go with Tomb Raider? You think it's a cliff and it's Tomb Raider?
I know for sure that Lara Croft, she's definitely climbing the side of a mountain in a game. But I don't want to be wrong. I kind of think it's that one only because it was also in the E3 announcement for that game. And so I don't think they would have showed anything too far into the game. And I think it was a big deal that she was climbing using ice picks. Oh man, I don't know. Okay, Chris, we can split on this one.
Oh,
let's split on this one.
Okay.
Find out who's off the podcast.
This is good. Someone for sure is going to be.
Maybe I'm wrong about this. I feel like maybe I'm wrong about this and missed something, but I do believe, I can tell you for sure, for a fact, that in the beginning of Rise of the Tomb Raider, she scales a icy cliff. And I believe in the beginning of Uncharted 2, it's a train, and he's not scaling a cliff, but he's actually scaling the train.
But is the train on a cliff? Is it hanging off a cliff?
Scaling a cliff covered in ice, you would be scaling the train that's on the cliff.
It's fine, yes.
Yeah, it felt like more like a technicality.
But I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch that. You're probably, you know what? In my heart, you're both gamers.
Because it's also in winter, right? That train thing is in winter.
It's a winter scene.
It's just that I have a
Uncharted 3 starts with the plane over the desert.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Well, that was actually really fun.
That was good.
And I wanted to
It took me 10 minutes, 20 minutes to write all these.
Yeah, that was pretty. He woke up this morning, was like, "Oh, I was gonna write a quiz," and then he's like, "I can still do it." And then he just sat down and wrote this quiz.
I'm glad you did it co-op. That was fun.
Yeah, that was good.
So, I think that's it for a wintry
Yeah.
topics, unless anybody else has something that they want to
Well,
bring up.
it's really funny because like I had quickly kind of made a list before I knew what the quiz was going to be of like all the winter games that I could think of, and almost every single one of them you covered. Mario 3, not Mario 3, but Mario 2 was on there. The Last of Us, Donkey Kong Country, Forza Horizon 4, which was
I didn't cover the...
But it was an answer on one of the...
Yeah.
Like, and we talked about it because it was an answer. Yeah. And then Mario plus Sonic Winter Olympics. Is that...
That was I did a Winter Olympics question.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly say that I actually really enjoy those, like, Mario and Sonic Olympic games and Winter Olympic games. It's just that they don't differ enough from game to game, so it's kind of like, you just need to buy one and see if you like it, and then if you do, just play that one. Or unless one of them has, like, a specific sport that you really like the figure skating one is actually really fun. So, like... That
was the one I was going to actually mention. The standout game in the Mario and Sonic Winter Olympics games was the figure skating.
The figure skating one is really fun. It's kind of just like a rhythm game almost, like a quick time event rhythm game, sort of. The animation for it is really cute, because your little characters
and
out
the hockey
there
is good, too.
The hockey's pretty good. Yeah. And then the other winter game that I wanted to just mention really quickly, which was my absolute favorite, was SSX Tricky. It's my absolute favorite snowboarding game, and it's so much fun, and I actually kind of want to play it again, because it's been a while. But... And
actually, the free PlayStation Game of the Month last month, you'll still be able to get it if you're listening to it today, is Steep, which is a very realistic-looking snowboarding game.
Yeah, it's like the newest one.
I got that one.
Right? Oh, how is it?
I have not started to play it. But I got it.
You haven't played it
we've
yet.
installed it, but we haven't started playing it either.
I like snowboarding games, so...
There was a time in the late 90s when snowboarding games were all the rage. We had SSX and Cool Boarders and...
I like snowboarding games more than I like
1080?
The skateboarding games?
The skateboarding games. I don't. I think maybe I just like snowboarding.
Tony Hawk.
Like the skateboarding ones.
I know. I just wasn't super. I know people were super into Tony Hawk, and I couldn't wrap my head around it. But I think I liked SSX Tricky because I could get good at it.
Good.
Oh, which brings it all full circle, because guess what else you got to get, Kathryn? At Bloodborne, you got to get good.
I got to get good.
You know, that's what she's missing in Bloodborne snowboard. If the main character, Geralt or whatever his name is, if he had a snowboard instead of a blunderbuss, what a stupid gun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I really 180'd on that blunderbuss. All right, I think we're good for odds and ends.
Odds and ends.
Odds and ends. Kathryn, do you want to start by sharing some club news?
Oh, yeah, we figure since it's the first of the month, it's a good time to mention what the Cartridge Club is up to. So the Cartridge Club is a group of, collective gamers who all share the same interests, and they have, what's essentially a book club, but for games. And CC Prime, which is the main club, this month will be playing Kathryn. Not spelt my way, spelt with a C, the more traditional way, I guess. But I don't know anything about that game. Can someone fill me in? And should I be playing along?
I know nothing about Kathryn. I always think that it's an Atlas game.
I'm not sure. I want to say it's also an Atlas game. It's a puzzle game, and it's a dating sim.
Oh.
It's a dating sim?
I think so. I think it's a dating sim puzzle game.
What are we doing? We're playing dating sims now? Is this?
But I've heard really good things about it. People love it, right? It is by Atlas. Good for you guys.
Oh, there you go.
It's listed as just a platform game. I don't know. Maybe it's a platform game where
it's on platforms.
No. It's a genre platform game. It's also on many platforms. So you can play on PS4, PS3, PlayStation Vita, Xbox 360, and Microsoft Windows. That's according to the Wikipedia. So, I don't know anything about the game. I know that Myles really likes Atlas games. I think we have the game?
We don't.
Oh. Well, then maybe we won't be playing along. But I've been curious about it, and I feel like maybe I should be playing it, because it's called Kathryn. But if we don't own the game, then I don't know what my chances are of being able to play it. But also at the same time, there is a sister club podcast called CC Portable, where you play portable games. And this month, for February, they're playing Metroid Fusion on the Game Boy Advance, which I've also never played. I've never played any Metroid game, but I've barely played games. I'm not sure why I'm on this podcast.
And you got to play Bloodborne, so you can't play any of that.
But I don't know. Have you played Metroid Fusion, Chris, on Game Boy Advance?
No, I have played Metroid Prime, but I have not touched the Fusion game.
Is it different from regular Metroid games?
I sold a copy of Metroid Fusion complete in box, to YouTuber Erica Zabo.
Oh.
Huh.
Actually, I just sold her the box. She didn't want the game.
Yeah, all right.
You just sold her the box?
Yeah, she had the game. She just wanted a box.
And manual? Did you have the manual?
Oh.
Yeah, manual and box.
Oh, now she's got a complete copy. That's a collector's dream.
Oh my goodness.
I also want to mention, we recently had the CC Awards, and Podcast of the Year went to none other than Polykill.
Yay,
The Polykill podcast won.
Chris is displeased.
We want to thank all the people who voted for us. We really appreciate those votes, and maybe next year we'll get them. But Polykill definitely deserved it. They've had some amazing shows this year.
They are very good. We are hacks, but they deserved it for sure.
If you're not familiar with them, they do an amazing video game podcast that centers around beating their backlogs. Check them out. Google Polykill Podcast and find them there. Chris, any odds and ends?
I got a game I have been looking forward to play for a long time. I got the board game Root. I am looking forward to playing Root coming up here soon.
Dentistry game?
No.
Dentistry
No.
simulator?
It's about a woodland. It's like the woods, and you either play as the cats, who play like a usual capture and control game, like they're trying to use the wood to build up their resources. You play as the birds, who have a different way of playing that I'll explain, I guess, on next month's podcast if I play it. Then you can also play as the insurgent, like, bunnies, who, like, if you piss off enough of the woods, the bunnies start cropping up. Or you can play as the fourth kind of way, which is you have one dude on the map, and they're playing a Dungeons & Dragons style game, where they're going from place to place, picking up items. Yeah.
That sounds really cool.
It's a war game, so you gotta be up for like a war game, but it's 4 completely different ways to play the game. And everyone's playing a completely different game. You all interact with each other because the rules let you interact, but the way you're playing your game is completely different.
So your win condition is just based on which role you've taken?
The win condition, I think, is you have to get to 30 points, but how you do it, what you're focused on. Like, the cats are trying to keep a lot of area. The insurgents are trying to, like, push back the cats. The birds are trying to, like, fulfill this set of orders that they build up because they're very, like, hierarchical and leadership driven. So, like, you have to build up this queue of orders that you have to do. And if you can't do it, your government collapses.
Oh my gosh. That sounds insane.
Yeah, the other players are trying to, like, disrupt the order ability, like, his ability to do the orders. But yeah, Root, if you see it online, like, take a look, Google it. It looks beautiful. Like, this is the main draw of the game. That, like, it's a beautiful game. The cards are all, like, hand illustrated. The meeples are all different kinds of woodland animals with eyes painted on them, so they all look really neat. It looks cool.
You should take some pictures and post them.
I certainly will. Also, should I get Instagram? Should I be posting all these pictures on Instagram as well?
Oh, we can give you access to the Flock of Nerds Instagram if you don't want to start your own.
And then you can just do the Flock of Nerds Instagram stuff.
Oh, maybe that's what I should do.
I've discovered that the kids really prefer the Instagram these days.
I think the kids do.
So if we want to draw in a younger audience...
All these kids are using the ICQ and the MySpace. So that's what I think.
Yeah, we
gotta get on the ICQ and the MySpace. MSN Messengers.
Maybe, what was the Friendster? Was that?
Friendster. Yeah. FaceTimes. Live journals.
Live journal.
So that was Wintry Games trivia for the month of February. Be sure to check us out in March, where either we'll have a new theme song or I will have a story about how I lost some money.
And maybe we'll have a new host because Chris screwed up. Oh wait,
yeah.
No, you gave him that point.
I'm off the podcast, that's it.
No, we need you.
I hope everyone has enjoyed me on the podcast, and this is the end of my time here. Thank you. And remember, always tip your mechanic.
On that note, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.